Growing up without a father, it has a lot of adverse effect on the way the black child conduct himself, because if he's not there, half of you is missing.
I wish I wasn't me.
I grew up in North Carolina, and I had a mom and dad, of course. And my father got in trouble with the law when I was 5 years old.
My father, he raised me until I was 6 years old. My mother and father, that was the last time I lived with him.
My father was in my life at points and times, and then he wasn't in my life. Then he came in and came out repeatedly, and I'm 17 now. I felt like nobody could help me. Like I was in a trap box.
We're at war with terrorism, racism, but most of all, we are war.
When my father did come into my life, 7th and 8th grade, he was the coach of my basketball team. And at that point, I didn't really want him there. It was like, leave. I didn't really want you to be in my life.
He was very overbearing. He one of those fathers that tried to live through his son, through his children, and on the playing field, things he never got to do. So it was very limited outside of that.
Thank God for my mother, which she proved to be a tower of strength, because she ruled with an iron strap.
I was raised by 4 women: my mom, my grandmother, and my 2 sisters. My mom wasn't there until I was 10 years old, really, and my sisters too. But they raised me. But my grandmother's from the South, so she was strong on me.
I understand women, and it's been out of balance at times, but I've come to understand, who I am as a man, and really within our society had to kind of define myself in a lot of situations.
I certainly did miss my father. But since he was incarcerated, my mother had friends, male friends, which they would have their input as far as male influence, and then the church.
I call him my uncle now. It was like a godfather. His name is James Mtume, that was very influential through periods in my life, and also my grandfather.
And I had an uncle who would teach me how to bike ride, little things. I had another uncle who I would just talk to, another uncle, 3 uncles in fact, who took me to the park. And I'm like, well, that's not my father, that's not my father, where is my father?
That's the question I always had, was like, why? Why, you know what I mean? I'm your son, these are kids, and you come to understand how important family is.
I think I learned to really enjoy my own company. I learned how to deal with problems that I had, not to tell anybody, just deal with it yourself, do the man thing. At least that's what I thought it was.
Sometimes
society, would label me a weak man. I know I am strong beyond, what most people even understand. But because I tend to be more laid back, and again, most men in our society are taught to be aggressive and to step to everything. But to me, in a lot of situations, it's foolish, and it's really a sign of weakness.
I didn't see my father anymore for almost 25 years. I went to see him for the first time as an adult and we got along so very well. We were very happy to see each other. He remembered me, and it was just wonderful.
I mean, I wrote a letter to him, and the essence of it was, you know, that I love you. I want you to live because that alcohol is just, you know, killing him.
I think I will never be able to really talk or have a real communication or relationship with my father. But I've learned to deal with it. So I am upset at him, but I've learned to let go of my pain and forgive him.
Round up my people.